Microdacism is not a religion. It is simply a way of life, a school of thought perhaps. You decide. You should feel free to disagree, okay? Rule number 4 is a very important rule, yet perhaps least understood. This is rule number 4, quote, "Work to develop your intuitive and sensitive nature because those are the true engines of your creativity." This intuitive nature is not readily recognized. It is personal and, to the intelligent human being, it is reliable. It is real. Have you ever met someone and know instinctively that you have just met a bad egg? Have you ever found yourself in a situation that you know instinctively that you need to be elsewhere? Have you ever met someone and immediately know that you want to be with that person? That love at first sight feeling. Or knowing someone for years, and yet there was never that complete trust or affection. That is rule number 4. Microdacism Rule number 4. In some societies, developing one's intuitive nature is ignored. It is not encouraged. Schools instead focus on job-getting skills as opposed to human development attributes. In many societies, however, being a decent, responsive, kind, and caring human being are more important than being a laborer. For many individuals, that feeling, not seeing that each of us were created to do great things, to make a difference, to be the best that one can be. On the other hand, those who have embraced Microdacism's rules number 1, 2, and 3 have come to understand that the so-called ambitious qualities of gluttony, envy, greed, hate, and fear are simply illusions and not important to their lives. Illusions because they're perpetually in debt, living under the banner of threats to make you comply to the slave model, threats of losing your job, threats of bankruptcy, losing your house, repossession of your car, etc. These sort of threats keep people in line, and it discourages free thinking. Then there's my personal observation. I think that all of us are wired intuitively to recognize an association with something greater than ourselves, something we call the divine. It is analogous to love. You cannot prove love, but we all, having had at least one experience, know instinctively that love is real. This invisible connection between two souls is real. Come to think of it, perhaps your first love experience was as a teenager, wasn't it? Because it's the first time that you were able to love without strings attached or without economic considerations, right? Anyway, unfortunately, as we got older, we came to realize this connection is exploited by unscrupulous so-called men of God and unscrupulous politicians. That is why I say all of us must, and I mean must, sooner or later form our own individual religion, our own belief system based on our own intuitive, creative nature. For many, it means forming a religion based on the individual's knowledge, experience, and this is extremely important, our own intuitive nature. In conclusion, there are all kinds of rules. Rules are designed for conformity and to avoid chaos. They are important. Then there is what you know instinctively to be true. Rules restrict or can restrict the uninitiated and prevent the exercise of individuality. Rules can also prevent creativity and self-expression. I am a good case in point. Someone will be listening to all this as they analyze my every word for grammatical errors. That is what they do. And by the way, ministers will also listen to my ramblings as they use my words as impetus for their sermons, because they will counter what I say using biblical truths. And quite frankly, that's okay because they're using their form of creativity. And the listener is required to think for themselves. If I were you, I would disbelieve everything that I have said and apply your own intuitive discoveries. Good for you.